Okay, so welcome to episode 2 of Movement for Humans. Today we're going to talk about how to make your neck feel less stiff, stuck, more mobile, more strong, happier. And to do that, we need to really think holistically. And I'm going to talk about pretty much your entire torso and breath. And not just with stretching, but with strengthening and stabilizing as well. Because you really need your spine to feel stable and supported by your alignment, by your breath, by your muscles, in order for your neck muscle to feel relaxed and feel free. If your neck, hi Kala, if your neck is, my husband says the camera focus is not as ideal. I don't know, dear. You didn't come down to help. If your neck is feeling a bit stiff, it might be for a ton of different reasons. And so we're going to talk a little bit more generically about things that I commonly see as reasons your neck might not feel great. So as we go through the process of all the things today, notice which things help you specifically and take note of those. If you can take away 2 or 3 key moves or concepts or techniques, then that would be fantastic versus like thinking of learning a sequence, because that's not going to be time efficient, right? So let's start with kind of toning down our nervous system and relaxing. So to do that, I need you guys to find either a foam roller or a towel. So I have my foam roller here or my beach towel. I folded it in half. Let's see. And then starting from the folded edge, I'm going to roll it up as tight as possible. For what we're going to do first, I almost like the towel roll better, but both are obviously fine. So no worries whether you have the towel or the foam roller. Okay, so if you have the towel, I'm going to put my tailbone right at the end and head towards the other side. Now I'll show you the same thing with the foam roll. So sit on the very end of your towel, lie back, and now my head is on the floor. So if that's comfortable, fine. If you feel like you need a little support, grab your other little hand towel roll or maybe a small pillow and put that under your head. Especially if you have a lot of chest tightness and your head is way up here, and then when you relax, your chest like pops up, definitely find something to put under your head. Now, if you have the foam roll, I'll say, unless you're like a NBA basketball player, your spine is going to fit on here. So again, put your tailbone at the very end, and then lie on back. And then you should fit. All right, so find your lying position on the towel or the roll, and just relax. I know relaxing is hard, especially after the middle of the day. If you're on the foam roll especially, you can do a little rock side to side, like you're sort of like floating on the lake, and it's a slight little side to side ripple. Just as the breeze kind of floats you back and forth. Little bob feeling. If you're on the towel, just breathe and relax. Now, in this position, notice what points of contact you have on the surface that you're lying on. Don't judge them, just be aware of these contact points. Notice how much space, if any, is under your lower back. And any spaces that are not touching, just send your breath there. Can you breathe into your lower back? Breathe maybe through the back of your neck, and let those areas feel heavier. Notice the pace of your breathing. Can you slow it down? The exhales especially is when we tend to relax. The exhales when your blood pressure lowers, your heart rate lowers. And so a short inhale just to get the oxygen in. A little pause, and then a long exhale. Next, notice if there's a part of your body that feels particularly relaxed. What part of your body feels really good right now? Hone in on that sensation of relaxed feeling. If it seems possible, just try to spread that relaxation to the neighboring body parts. One more good breath. We've only been here maybe 2 minutes, but notice if you feel any more sunken into the foam roller or the towel. Hopefully your body's starting to take on the little subtle curvature of the roll or the towel, and perhaps feeling a bit more openness and relaxation in the front of your body. Especially if you've been on a computer this morning, or on your phone driving, you may feel like stuck here initially, and hopefully your shoulders melt down towards the floor. Yeah? If not, might need to spend a little more time here or employ some other strategies that we'll get to. Okay, so we're going to come all the way off of here. This is a great way to get a quick decompression. All right, if you have a foam roll, right, use that. If you don't have a foam roll, I would say now take your towel and roll it up into more of a bolster. So in thirds or quarters, and then roll it up nice and tight. Like this. Recently did a TikTok on how to make your own yoke block. This is also good for here. I rolled this in thirds, I folded it in half, in thirds, rolled it up, and put some tape around it. So this could be an alternative as well. But a tight rolled up towel will work if you don't have a foam roll. And it may not feel exactly the same, but it'll still feel good. Okay. All right, so this is a standard density foam roller. If you have a really hard bumpy one, be gentle on yourself and just be nice. If you have a nice soft one, then just allow yourself to really sink into it. So we're just going to start with a little bit of foam rolling. Just put the roll under the base of your neck, under the ridge, and matching the curve of your neck as much as possible. This is definitely easier to do with a towel. And then just easily roll side to side with your neck. So allow your eyes to sort of lead the way. The eyes are scanning the top of the room side to side. And that's going to allow you to get a little bit of light pressure massage on the whole back of your neck. You may feel like there's two big ropes, one on either side of your neck. And if you find that, I would say roll towards the edge of it. Maybe not land right on top of the rope, just to the edge of the rope. And then try nodding your head up and down. Just find the stiffest part of your neck that seems not too concrete-like, and nod there. I would say spend about 30 seconds on each technique that we do today, and then if you feel like you want to repeat it a couple times later on, that would be a good strategy to just keep making progress. If you spend more than, say, 2 minutes on something and it's not really getting anywhere, you probably need to do something to help make you successful with that, or it's just not the right thing for you. All right, roll to the other side. Find maybe the stiffest part that doesn't feel terrible, and add a bit of head nodding. Especially if you're using the towel, this may not feel very intense, but gentle movements over time can still make a big difference. It doesn't have to be super intense to make progress. All right, next, I'm going to move the foam roll higher up to the base of your neck. If you have a really high shave, it might be right where the hair is starting to be a little thicker. So with the roll or towel more on the base of your neck, do a little bit of a chin nod down with the goal to stretch the back of your neck. And it should feel like a gentle stretch, hopefully nothing intense. And then do that same rotation. Let the eyes lead the way, side to side. So now as you rotate to the side, hopefully you're getting more into the suboccipital muscles. These are the ones that are often responsible for headaches, necky feelings. They get tight when you're driving or a computer or have a lot of eye tension, sinus pressure. All right, roll to one side, find a spot that feels reasonable, and try that nodding again. Another strategy is to imagine there's like a pencil on your nose and just make a little circle. These little micro movements are helping to massage the muscle, but also they're giving the joints of your upper neck a little bit of a light mobilization. So think about the joints in your neck, and as you do this, maybe you can feel them having subtle sliding and gliding on each other. And that's helping to lubricate the joint surfaces. Your joints have cartilage on them, and the cartilage gets its nutrition from all the fluid in your joint, and they're kind of spongy. So as you move, the spongy material gets fluid kind of pushed in and out of it. And so if you've been stiff and stuck and not moving, they're probably going to be a little bit stiff and rigid. This tends to be when you feel the more of a snap, crackle, pop, crepitus feels. Now go to the other side, find a spot, try either the nod or some gentle little nose circles. This whole time I'm letting my neck be heavy towards the floor, sort of like you're chilling in a hammock at the beach. A nice little breeze. All right, come on back. All right, quickly we're going to do a little more aggressive foam roller move. I realize this may not be appropriate for everyone, so we'll just do it quickly and move along. So we want to try to get to the top of your shoulder, sort of like if you have a halter top, how it cuts in. So you're going to lift your hips so that the base of your neck, upper back is on the roll, and then roll your chest, rotate it to the side to get the foam roll at the base of your neck. If you have any like neck injuries, surgeries, osteoporosis, don't do this. If it feels tingly or scary, don't do it. But once you're up here, especially if you have a lot of stiff muscles, then you can breathe. You can rock forward and back. You can rotate into the stretch and then kind of back off a little bit. And that'll help you hone in on the exact spot that feels the stiffest and stickiest. So when you just pause and breathe, that's the time to let gravity sink your body into the roll. And then if you're rocking, you're getting a bit of shearing, like gliding of the tissue layers. Helps create circulation, movement, get that fluid moving. All right, let's try the other side if you're up for this one. So hips up, rotate. Step one, breathe, relax, settle. Step two, rock or rotate. Okay, guys. Take a moment, come up, breathe. See how you feel now compared to earlier. Okay, so now we're going to get to a little towel roll. So with your towel roll, I folded mine in half and half again. You're going to roll it up pretty tight. If you are the type of person that has a really rounded spine and your head is really off the floor, you may need to have a thicker towel roll, even going towards more something this side. Majority of people, like 95%, are good with a small towel roll. If you're really small, you can even unroll it a little bit. So we're going to have our towel roll to do some neck strengthening, which is going to be really important if you're doing any type of ab work, including push-ups, lifts. These muscles should be working. Uh-oh, I'm going to turn that back on. 1 second, guys. All right, I think we're back. Don't know why my GoPro times out sometimes. It does. Anyway, okay, so these neck muscles need to be able to stabilize your neck in neutral alignment. So if you're sitting and your neck floats forward and your shoulders go up, we're going to get all the tension back here, and these muscles just stop working. And then if you do push-ups like this or abs like this, that's just going to create the cycle of more and more neck tension. So before we do this, actually, let's do like a shoulder roll, see how you feel. Do a head circle, see how that feels. Cool. Now, after we do this exercise, you may actually feel a little more tension. That's like holding you together. That'll be fine. But some of you may feel more freedom because you have more stability. So lie on your back and put the roll underneath the curve of your neck. So it's not a pillow. It's taking up all the space under your neck. So if you feel it's like really puffing you up really high, unroll a bit and just put the excess under your head. But for me, this one's pretty perfect. All right, so I want you to imagine the time you've had a massage and they grab the base of your head and do a little pull to stretch the back of your neck. Or maybe they're digging into those suboccipital muscles. And as they're doing that, they're nodding your head downwards. So take a moment and just try that for yourself so you understand this movement. A gentle nodding of your chin down that causes an elongation of the suboccipital muscles, the base of your skull. And you may feel a stretch through your neck and into your spine, but for the most part, the movement is just at the upper neck. This is an upper cervical nod. Now, as you're doing this, you may feel like your head is sliding away from you on the floor. That would be perfect. And then you may feel like your neck is starting to push down against the towel roll. Also perfect. So we're going to accentuate that. So can you do that upper cervical nod and press your neck against the towel roll like you're trying to squish it flatter. Now, as I'm doing this, I don't want my ribs to cheat and compensate. The ribs need to stay down and flat and neutral. So I'm going to put my hands here to give myself a little cueing to do that. Especially if you have a lot of tension in your chest. As you do anything with your neck, your ribs might just go for a ride. Okay, so flatten that towel with your neck. Can you start to feel some muscles engaging in your neck? You have two big ones on the sides, the sternocleidomastoid, and then some thin ones in the middle, the deep neck flexors, or a little group of muscles there. Okay. Now from here, can you keep your neck in contact with the roll? Nod your chin down like you're trying to see what color your shirt is. And then the back of your neck, the back of your head is sliding away from you on the ground, and then allow it to unweight to lift your head off the floor. Now, as you're doing this, maintain contact with the towel. See if you can feel the front of your neck working and not the back of your neck. How do we do? Relax. Now, if you just felt like a ton of tension and maybe especially if you felt tension in the back of your neck, use your hands. So you place your hands behind your head. Use your hands to lengthen the back of your neck, like you're going to do a stretch of the back of your neck, and then use that to help you lift your head, just a teeny tiny. Then press your neck against the towel. See if you can find those neck muscles. If you can do that, the next step would be to then, if you feel ready, try to let go with your hands. See if you can maintain it. This is a lot of work because there's a ton of torque on the head trying to pull it back down. So another way to approach this is to come up into a bit of a crunch. So use your hands again. Now, lengthen your neck. Use your abs to pull the ribs down to lift up into a crunch. So if you're unsure about this, watch a few times. Notice that my head orientation relative to my shoulders stays about the same, and my abs are doing all the work to lift me up into that crunch. A lot of times I see that the chin or the nose is leading the way, and that's when we get the neck tension. All right, so hold here in your crunch, use your hands, tuck your chin, and try to stretch the back of your neck. Now this is not a position that you do crunches in, but it's going to help you find it hopefully. Now can you keep the length of the back of your neck as you lower your head back down, either with your hands assisting or no hands? Ooh. All right, let's try that one more time. Use your hands to lengthen the back of your head. A little bit of a chin tuck, and then use your abs. Curl up. Lengthen the back of your neck like you're trying to stretch. Hopefully you start to feel the front of your neck working in a way that feels productive and stable and good. Might be hard though. All right, with your hands or no hands, your choice, try to lower yourself all the way back down. Woo. All right, roll to your side, come on up. How'd that feel? Let's do a couple head circles. So notice if you feel more stable and more sturdy. Notice if that creates a lot of tension. Maybe it was counterproductive, as in we need to refine how you're doing that. Your body, for some reason, just isn't going there today. And one more tip, and then we'll do some stretching. If that was challenging, this might help you. And if you had it down pat, then you can use this to integrate these muscles more into other workouts, like Pilates type things that you might do. So let's start sitting up, legs together, long back of your neck. I think of like meerkats, how they pop up out of their little holes and they're like really attentive and their backs are really long and straight with their periscopes. They want to be really tall. We spend so much time in life doing like long tasks where we end up sinking into gravity, rightfully so, but this is not one of them. Be a meerkat. All right, so just like we did on the floor with the towel, head slightly pushes against that imaginary towel roll, a slight nod down of your chin, and then tip your pelvis back to find those abs. Notice that my shoulders didn't pop up as I did this, they stayed down, which takes a lot of conscious effort. Repetition, by the way. See if you can find a point where you start to feel your abs engage, your neck muscles engage in a good way. It might be already, you might have to go all the way down. Whoa. Ah. Did that make any sense? Find those muscles. All right, now let's talk about stretching. We have just a couple minutes left. I'm trying to keep these 30 minutes max, right? So, good posture. You can sit on the floor still or find a chair if that's more comfortable, even in standing, especially if you have trouble sitting upright on the floor. So if you feel like you're like this or like a lot of tension in your back, find a more comfortable position. Okay, so ribs are over your pelvis, shoulders down. To stretch your neck, your shoulders have to stay down because there's so many muscles that attach from your neck to your shoulders. These go up, you're not really going to get the same benefit. Shoulders down, you can just actively pull them down, you can push against the floor, you can sit on your hand, grab your chair, whatever you need to do. The more active that you focus and consciously pull down, you're going to get stronger doing it versus relying on something passive to hold your arm down. Okay, next, you must have your head starting in a good alignment. If you start stretching from here, you're not going to get the same quality stretch if you start stretching from your tall, optimal posture. So let's start with just a super basic side stretch. So up and over to the side, just getting the upper traps to stretch. You connect from your neck all the way to the shoulder. And in this position, try to glide your shoulder blade back and down. Now every position, you can just hold it and breathe. But if you put the weight of your hand, just let it rest on your head, it's going to give you a little extra intensity. Right? Avoid yanking on your head. Just let the weight of your arm rest. And then allow gravity to do the work. From there, think of puffing your spine up to the ceiling to create more length and distance between all of the bones in your neck. Breathe. So this is just a basic upper trap stretch. Next, rotate your nose down towards your armpit. And in this position, you need to keep nodding your head, an upper cervical nod, to try to open up the back of your neck. And this is going to get the levator scapula muscle that connects from the top of that shoulder blade, where people always have those knots, and connect to the base of, not the base of the skull, the top 4 vertebrae. So same thing, find the stretch, let your hand rest, and then puff on up, grow tall. Whoa. Breathe. And again, about 30 seconds is a good time frame, and then repeat it if you feel like you need a couple reps. If you focus on how you feel, then you're not going to waste your time. You can just, once you feel like it's relaxing, move along to the next one. All right, come on up. Whoa. How does that shoulder feel? So we did the upper trap and the levator scap. You might be able to see that mine's dropped down a little bit. Feels more free if I do my shoulder circle. All right, side 2. Good posture, chin in, shoulder down, and then tip your head up and over. Stay tall. Let your hand rest on your head, and then keep puffing your spine up to create more space and length through each bone in your neck. Nice. You go a little taller, puff a little bit more. If you ever feel like the stretch intensity is decreasing, what can you do to make it more stretchy? Usually just growing taller and gliding that shoulder down. All right, next is the levator scap stretch. Keep that chin tucked in, rotate down towards your armpit. Once you're there, you may need to keep nodding that chin in, growing tall to the back of your neck. Let your hand rest. So now move my hand more towards like the back of my head, the crown. Arm rest, and then puff your neck up as you grow taller. As you grow tall, keep lengthening through the back of your spine so that the ribs don't pop out. You really want to emphasize the stretch through the back of your body. And those ribs tend to want to float forward. All right, come on up. How does that shoulder feel now? More of a matching set? Okay, so the back of your neck, you really need to find that chin tuck again. And we're going to, sort of like you're rolling up a yoga mat or rolling up wrapping paper, sushi rolls, you want it really like tight and snug. Do the same thing with your head. So tuck your chin in, nod down, and try to roll down without collapsing. And you can do this however far you want. You can adjust your neck, or you can go into your mid-back, and one or both hands, let them gently rest on your head. And then puff up through your spine. And maybe keep curling. If you think of like tucking your chin more and nodding, you may feel a few more areas of stretch. Stay here. Try slightly shifting your head to one side or the other, like you're trying to look over to one hip or the other hip, or a little rotation. See if you can find a nuance to this stretch. There's so many little muscles back there. All right, then come on up, see how you feel. We're going to finish up with the front. Now, if we had more time, I would say that we could do a ton of stretching of your abs, your pecs, but we're going to get these muscles in the front of your neck. So first, the scalenes. If you put your hand on your upper ribs, just below your collarbone, I'm putting it directly on my skin. I can have more contact over your clothes, totally fine. And then my hands are slightly like pushing into my ribs. And the other hand is going to come on top and slightly pull down. So my rib cage is really grounded. The muscles, the scalene muscles go under your collarbone and attach to the top of your rib cage right there. Chin goes back and then tip away from your hands, and then if I do it this way, and just kind of let your head shift back and then glance upwards. Hopefully you feel a stretch between your hand and up into your neck, jaw area. Oh, it looks very dramatic. If you feel dramatic, you're doing it correct. Breathe. So the ribs keep sinking down and your head keeps pulling back and maybe slightly nodding up. And then my head's sort of on the opposite diagonal of my hands. Ooh. All right, come back up. Breathe. How does that feel? Getting better every time. Other side. So hand under your collarbone. Bye, Janice. And then press in, hand on top, hold down, and then bring your chin in, away, and maybe shift back and up. Ooh. I feel this one all the way up into my ear, actually, but mostly in my neck. It's all connected, guys. Keep those arms heavy, shoulders down and heavy. And with any stretch, you can play around with the motion. Try adding a little more rotation, chin up, chin down. Maybe head goes back more or up more. Because a lot of these muscles are a bit fan-shaped. So you're going to find little subtle nuances with every bit of movement that you add. All right, last one is just tip your head to the side and then imagine like rolling your head back like you're trying to look directly overhead at the sky, like you're stargazing. This one you will hopefully feel more in like the sternocleidomastoid here. All right, come back up, other side, tip. Roll back, stargaze. You can't really put your hand on your head on this one, but you can just keep emphasizing shoulder blades down and good posture. All right, guys, come back up. Do your shoulder roll, head circle. All right, hopefully you feel a little bit looser, found some things that work for you. Maybe found some things you need to work on. If you have any questions, I'm always available for in-person PT visit or a Zoom chat. If you just have a quick question, no charge, just hit me up. I'm happy to chat with you for a few minutes. All right, guys, we'll do it again next week. Dance, we're happy dance. Bye.